Business Live today.
All right, welcome to the show tonight. Oil marketing company Guel has revealed that plans to construct a bitumen plant to serve the country's construction needs. Now, this according to the company will be timely, especially for road construction and other infrastructure projects which the government is targeting. The board chairman of Guel, Professor William Asumeni, made the revelation at the company's 48th annual general meeting. Ebenezer Sabute was there for Joy Business and has filed this report.
Shareholders of oil marketing company Guel have been deliberating on the company's 2016 financial performance at the 48th annual general meeting. Guel achieved a turnover of over 2 million Ghana cedis in 2016, representing a 26.95% increase over the 2015 figure, while net profit after tax also grew by 58.73%. The company has therefore approved a dividend payment of 0.025 Ghana cedis per share to shareholders. Addressing shareholders, outgoing chairman of the board, Professor William Asumeni, announced that the company has secured some funds to construct a bitumen plant at Tema in the Greater Accra region. According to him, part of the 150 million Ghana cedis capital rights issue will be used for the project.
Guel remains the biggest OMC with a market share of 18.2%. In 2016, the company undertook a rights issue to raise additional capital of 150 million Ghana cedis to undertake certain key projects, among which are the Takoradi Harbour project mentioned earlier, the construction of a bitumen plant, and a lubricant blending plant in Tema. The company achieved a turnover of about 2.6 billion Ghana cedis in 2016, representing a 26.95% increase over 2015. Net profits after tax grew from 22.21 million Ghana cedis in 2015 to 35.3 million Ghana cedis in 2016.
Despite a fall of about 5.6% in national fuel consumption, the company's fuel sales grew by 9.8% during 2016. On the country's energy sector debt, Managing Director of Guel, Patrick Kwame Akoli, expressed confidence that government will clear it soon.
The good thing is that if the government is owing you, it's not a bad debt. You don't even make a provision for it, the government will pay. Unlike private individuals whom you may not even know the address and that things owing you. But if the government is owing you, it's not a bad debt, they will pay. And we have a strong assurance that it will be paid.
Board members of the company have promised to increase dividends next year, depending on the company's finances.
Ghana is to leverage the experiences of Gulf states to improve the fortunes of the oil and gas sector. This will become possible through the newly launched Ghana Gulf Cooperation Chamber of Commerce in Accra. Charles Aite was at the launch, and here's his report.
The Ghana Gulf Cooperation Chamber of Commerce is the first formalized partnership between Ghana and the states of the Persian Gulf. The chamber will, among others, expected to see Ghana leverage on the experiences of the Gulf states to improve its oil and gas industry. Executive Director and board member of the newly launched chamber is Albert Ankra. He spoke to Joy Business.
Over the years, Ghana has had some steady relationship with these chambers. What we found out is that we have not, if you like, formalized the arrangements and agreements that we have with this region. This is a region with a per capita income of over 40 billion US dollars, and we think that Ghana can do a lot with this particular region. Traditionally we've had trading partners as the US, the UK, China most recently, but we feel that there is an untapped potential between Ghana and the Gulf countries, and that's what we seek to tap.
On his part, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, said government is confident in deepening the trade ties between Ghana and the Gulf.
The Gulf is a $1.7 trillion economy, but with a population of only 47 million, I think that we have good opportunities to engage and attract investment from the Gulf into Ghana, but also to build business connections and trade opportunities as well. I know that there are quite a number of large players in the Gulf looking to come to Ghana as a springboard into the West African sub-region and into Africa. So this is a great opportunity. I estimate that in 10 years, Ghana will be somewhere far away from where it is today, because we'll learn from the Gulf. I mean, we'll learn from Dubai. How did they make it? How did they get to be where they are? What do they focus on? And yes, I mean, there is a non-oil economy and there's an oil economy. We have said that we'll move this economy from a factor-driven economy to a value-added, and maybe industrialized economy.
Members of the chamber will be drawn from the investment communities in both Ghana and the Gulf states.
Well, the Ghana Chamber of Commerce will be engaging industry players on Monday on how best government's one district, one factory policy can effectively be implemented. President of the chamber, Nana Piadanko, is hopeful the engagement will bring out key issues businesses would like government to address to make the program successful. He's been speaking to Joy Business ahead of the forum on Monday.
The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is organizing this forum, and it's called the Industrial Forum, on the theme One District, One Factory, the initiative for private sector growth. And this has been one of the policies that was highlighted so much by the new government, that is the NPP government. And with the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, which was established by LI 611 of 1968, gives us the mandate to lead the private sector and also to make sure that we support every government that comes to power to, create an enabling environment for the business people and to call for more other investments to make sure that more employment is created, and also leveraging on that to improve the livelihood of the people. If you look at the value chain, you realize that, for example, Ghana is an agricultural country, and you look at it from perspective of, producing most of agric products. We sell it or we export it in a raw state, and for that matter, we don't gain much from that. So if we are able to add value to it to some extent, we'll be able to get more foreign exchange for that. And secondly, you also realize that within the value chain, more people will be employed. There are a lot of opportunities around. Ghana is only 27 million people, but as a gateway to West Africa, we are talking about 350 million people. So any attempt to produce more, the market will be there. And so we hope that we'll be able to use part of the production that comes out of this and then export more and get more revenue for the nation. Chamber of Commerce is the leader of the private sector. And so we are going to issue a communique to government. And that will help them to also help the private sector to, implement this good thing that you have, and also look at how the contributions will help them to come up with the policies in support of this particular project.
Government must consider reducing the tax burden on small and medium enterprises to allow more of them succeed. That's the advice coming from country manager of the NGO Invest in Africa at a tax training for SMEs in Accra. In an interview with Joy Business, Sam Brandful was critical or said Ghanaian entrepreneurs can better grow the economy when they're relieved of such heavy burdens. He made the remarks on the sidelines of the tax training workshop organized for 120 SMEs in Ghana. There's more in this report.
Invest in Africa organized the tax training in collaboration with international auditing firm Ernst & Young Africa as part of contributions to the growth of SMEs in Ghana. It is expected to give the participants a better understanding of the new changes in the VAT Act. In an interview after the program, Ghana manager for Invest in Africa, Sam Brandful, was not too happy with the excessive tax burden on Ghanaian SMEs and urged government to take a second look at the situation.
This training is being done in collaboration with EY. Most people know them as Ernst & Young. Clearly from their position as professionals and tax consultants, the view is that we've got too many taxes. The burden that is placed on businesses, particularly SMEs, to fulfill their tax obligations are too onerous. And that by simplifying firstly reducing the number of taxes and simplifying the processes and so on, that compliance will be higher. So I think that's the general view.
Some of the participants also shared their thoughts on the training with Joy Business.
A lot of it is new to me, and I'm sure most of the other people who also took part in the training saw that a lot are new because the law itself isn't very old. The amendments came into effect only last year, January last year, and a lot of them are really new. And it's important that most of us are introduced to this. The thing is that we don't have time to go through the law as required, but unfortunately, to the fact that you don't know doesn't mean the law will not catch up with you if you flout it.
I have some people working for me. It's like a revision of what I'm supposed to do there. But more importantly, the slides that will come, I will often refer to them when anytime I'm in doubt, and obviously it will help me serve effectively as a CEO, because then none of my department heads can bully me, because I will have a fair idea of what is happening. And when we are talking, we'll be talking on the same wavelength.
Ken Amwa is one of the facilitators from Ernst & Young.
And to teach them the requirements of the new Income Tax Act and to let them know the rigorous and aggressive effects by the government to make sure that they are complying with the Income Tax Act. We explain to them the penalties for non-compliance, and we also help them to do proper accounts as well as ensure they are on the right side of the law.
So what stated this seminar or program?
IIA has a global agreement with our practice firm Ernst & Young to help SMEs to actually grow their businesses. So as part of our arrangement to ensure that they're also contributing the right taxes to the government.
Invest in Africa promises to continue embarking on such initiatives to champion private sector-led growth.
In other news tonight, microinsurance solutions provider IO is confident its new insurance services on MTN's mobile money platform would boost insurance penetration in Ghana. The company has partnered MTN Ghana and Metropolitan Life Insurance to enable MTN subscribers enjoy insurance cover in their mobile money transfers.
IO is rolling out an initiative through the products called IO Send with Care. It entitles the sender to 3 times the amount transferred to the beneficiaries over the last 4 months when hospitalized due to an accident or an unfortunate event of death. Speaking to Joy Business after the launch yesterday, Chief Executive Officer at IO Holdings, Imran Mohammed, noted this is the part of the initiatives towards making insurance more accessible in Ghana.
We're looking at trying to offer a digital insurance solution. And in order to offer a digital insurance solution that can be relevant for everyone and create a future where everyone uses insurance, we need a partner who can facilitate that. And MTN is by far the best partner in our view on the African continent. Its spread of clients, its thinking in terms of a bold new digital world, its ability to be relevant in many countries that we are interested in, where insurance penetration is low, and its keenness to challenge the model and be innovative and disruptive.
The general manager for MTN Mobile Financial Services, Eli Heaney, also said the initiative complements other innovative ways of delivering value to subscribers and thereby growing the industry.
Like we said, we believe that it offers us the opportunity to further provide very innovative services to our customers. Today, customers are able to send money to their loved ones, but in doing so, we also want to add something to the smile, an insurance that covers the person sending the money, so that in any event where there's an accident or there's death, that beneficiary who receives that remittance monthly or weekly can continue to enjoy that support for some time to come.
AYO is a joint venture between MTN Group and MMI Holdings.
All right, let's move on to something interesting coming up. And creative designers across the country will be gathering for a conference in Accra tomorrow. And they are going to deliberate on creative strategies businesses can explore in solving complex problems to the benefit of the economy. The conference, organized by the Ghana Design Network in collaboration with the Design Thinkers Group Ghana, will focus on innovations that designers can draw from their toolkits to integrate the needs of people and for business success. Host organizer Dr. Gordon Adumja of Ashesi University has been speaking to Joy Business ahead of the event tomorrow.
So the Design Thinking Conference, which happens on the 19th of May, it's to convene people who are interested in the topic of design thinking, and it's basically a problem-solving approach that is user-centered. Often takes a systems perspective, which means that you don't study the problem in this little context, but you try to understand all the other factors that impact the problem, who the stakeholders are, etc. And because you do that, it often leads to a creative outcome. So this is, I'll call it a movement that's blowing across the world. It's being taught in business schools, the top business schools in the world, and it's also being used by some of the biggest, the successful companies in the world: GE, IBM, Facebook, a host of companies. So what we noticed, there's the Ghana Design Thinking Ghana Meetup group, which is an interest group on a Meetup platform, and we got a lot of people signing up. So we realized that there was a lot of interest in Ghana, and we also realized that there were a lot of people working in that space doing projects using this approach. Right. So the conference is to convene all these people and try to understand how they are using design thinking, how they are how they define it, how they are winning, if you will, with design thinking. So that goes into our theme as well. How are people winning with design thinking?
Anne van Osterom of the Design Thinkers Group in the Netherlands will be the keynote speaker for the event. Now, he tells Joy Business why design thinking is important for Ghana's economic growth.
So I think that design thinking gives an opportunity to small businesses, medium and large businesses, to become something different than they might expect. There is a huge opportunity at the moment where large corporates are stuck in the way they organize because they are so rigid and they're so linear in their thinking, that for a lot of small businesses, there's a huge opportunity to grow. And it starts all with understanding, why you do what you do, be purpose-driven, and what your customers actually want, which is very difficult for large corporates. And I do a lot of work for big organizations like Coca-Cola and BMW and Philips and what have you. So the real large corporates that really find it difficult to change. They find it quite easy to do things quicker. They find it possible to do it cheaper, but do something different. That's very hard for them. So I think that is especially for companies in Ghana. I think there's a wealth of opportunity for them to say, hey, we can do things differently because we can start differently and we can build our companies differently.
And that conference is taking place tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the China-Europe International Business School here in Accra. We are moving on to some other news. Illegal miners at Mansu Tontokrom and Datano in the Ashanti region are defying government's directive to suspend the operations. A whole month after the ban was extended, alluvial miners in the two towns in the Amansu West District continue with their activities. Committee leaders are now looking up to government to act after a failed bid to restrain them. Nanaya Ojima reports.
The sale of farmlands for gold extraction has increased illegal mining activities at Tontokrom and nearby communities. The Komu River, the main source of drinking water, is now heavily polluted from mining activities. commercial transport operators, including motorbike riders, popularly known as Okada, provide facilitation for the illegal miners. Though government's fight against the menace has seen reduced numbers, there are still defiant elements. The miners, who will not speak on record or camera, insist government must find alternatives for them before they leave. Assembly member for Tontokrom, Gabriel Malfo, believes only deployment of state security can flush the culprits out.
They have destroyed our water bodies here. We are now drinking from the boreholes government provided. But our farms have been destroyed, but I will not blame these miners. We sold the farms ourselves to some Chinese nationals.
Assassin did my China phone and assassin a developer and assassin saying. It's another intimate fancature say one more and assassin and the 100%.
We have had series of discussions with the miners, but they will not leave. Yes, I am now waiting on the security agencies to send them away.
Nanaya Ojima reporting. All right, you're watching Business Live. Now, the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Usefia Kuto, is dismissing concerns the armyworm invasion will undermine government's Planting for Food and Jobs program. The minister is currently on a tour of some affected communities, and my colleague Joseph Opoku Gakpo was with him. He filed this report.
We have selected a number of farmers. We are targeting 200,000 farmers around the country this season. Okay? Don't forget, we have nearly 5 million farmers. We were hoping to step this program up 2018, 19, 20. By 2020, when our mandate, 4-year mandate ends, we should reach at least half of the farmers in this country, 2.5 million. With all these improved seeds and these fertilizers, production will just go through the roof. And we'll have enough for our poultry farmers to feed. We have enough to sell to our neighbors, export to our neighbors. We have enough for the urban areas, so food prices will become cheap. That's the whole idea. And we have enough to stop these huge, disgraceful imports of food that we are spending $2.2 billion a year to import, whilst our farmers can produce that.
The warning has been that the armyworm attacks could derail all these efforts.
No, it cannot. I mean, this is very limited. The armyworm, as of last week, had destroyed nearly 1,400 hectares. That's all. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of hectares in this country, but it's under control. We've been in the field. You've seen them spraying. The areas that they've sprayed, the armyworms have been killed off. We are still distributing. So by the end of this week, all the districts, all the farms affected would have been sprayed, and that will be the end of the end.
You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll be back with our interview of the day.
Business Live today.
Welcome back. Now, the former Securities and Exchange Commission boss, Dr. Edouana Nentwi, says regulators in the communications and mining sector should look at making listing and trading on the stock market a licensing requirement. This follows news that telecoms giant MTN would be listed on the stock exchange after its public offering. The former SEC boss says a lot must be done to help indigents claim part of the profits of these multinationals.
Interview of the day.
Regulators will do that. We will get these companies list on the stock exchange on their own, because you agree to apply for the license, and that was a condition of the license.
But aren't you worried that for that particular one, as they will not be trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange?
You see, the thing is go public. Let them go public. You see, it can happen that even when they are trading on the over-the-counter market, most stock exchanges, Ghana here we have only one stock exchange, but in some countries, the over-the-counter market developed to become an organized market. You can have it in Ghana where once they are trading on the over-the-counter market, and they are big ones, a time will come that they will see that, well, what is it? Why don't we move to the main market.
Interview of the day.
And that's it for Business Live tonight. My name is Daryl Carr. Thanks for your company. As always, you can keep up to date on our website, myjoyonline.com/business.